Hello, MAB Elementary, third years. This is going to be some pretty advanced math. Mr. T always wants to push your math brains and build them as strong as I can. So I want to give you guys just an introduction to a new mathematical concept that we haven't dealt with so far. But you're prepared for it now with your decimal fractions and your number fractions work that you've done. So let's move on to something new. It's called percentage. Percentage is one of the most important practical math skills you'll have because we use percentage in all kinds and all aspects of life, business and education and society and measurement. Percentage is really, really important. So I'm out here in the wonderful springtime, Leesburg, Virginia, and we're going to do percentage, although I think I might have a bit of disturbance from the local dog named Luca. So you'll just have to put up with Luca because he's over there behind the fence and he doesn't want me to do this without him being involved. So we'll go ahead anyway. The idea is percentage. Let me show you what percentage basically means. Percentage means per 100. How many parts of 100? 100 is a whole, and how many parts of that is a percentage? It's a fraction expressed as 100th. It's a fraction when the denominator is always 100. Right? And it can be written either as a number fraction with the denominator as 100. It can be written as a decimal fraction, in which case you'd have 2 digits, and I'll show you how that works. Or it can be written with a special percentage sign, which I'll show you right now. So, if we take a common fraction, 15 hundredths, and I want to express that as a percentage, it's how many parts of 100 we have? Well, we have 15%, and that's the percent sign. 15%. Pretty easy. Hold on, get my eraser out. 15%. What if I have this fraction? 26 hundredths. That equals 26% because the fraction's over 100. So if we want to put any number into a percentage, all you have to do is put it over 100. Now let me show you another way you can write that. That's also equal to 26 hundredths. So a percent can be expressed as a number fraction, 26 hundredths. It can be 26%, or it can be decimal 2/10, 6 hundredths, 26 hundredths. So you see, all this is stuff you know now. It gets a little bit more complicated, of course, when we start to compute percentages, which we'll do in lesson 2, 3, and 4. But let me show you just a couple more examples on your worksheet. And this is percent worksheet number 1, and I'm going to post that right after this video for you guys to see and work on. All right, percentage number 1. So what would this be? 100 100ths expressed as a percent. 100 100th expressed as a percent would be 100%. It's the whole. 100%. 100 100ths is 100%. A whole. So if I have 100% of anything, I have all of it. 100% is all of it. Now I'm going to give you this one tricky one further on down. It's number 17. You guys can handle it. What if I have 17 tenths? Well, you know that for a fraction to be a percent, the denominator has to be what? It has to be 100. So I'm going to multiply that by 10 tens. because you remember I can always multiply a fraction by 1. 10 tens is 1 whole, and 17 taken 10 times is 170, and 10 taken 10 times is 100. Well, I'm close to getting to my fraction, aren't I? Because I've got it as a hundredths, the denominator's hundredths, but I've got 170. So that's an improper fraction, which we know from our number fractions. Can I leave that like it is? No. I have to find the whole, and the whole here is 100 100ths. So I take that 1 whole. How many are there? There's 100. There's 1 whole, right? And what do I have left? I have 70 hundredths. Okay? And that's also equal to 170%, which is weird because that's more than 1. So if I have 170% of something, then I have 1 whole of it and 70% of another whole. So percents can be bigger than 100, but it means that you have 1 whole and part of another whole. And the part of the other whole I have here is 70% of the other whole. So this is percentage. I want you to review these lessons on the video and work on the worksheet I'll send you, and I'll also send you the control sheet so that you can do your own checking. So that's your first lesson on percentage. Remember, percent is a fraction where the denominator is 100. This is Mr. T. Hope that math brain is getting stronger, working on percent. See you later.